Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you're going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. Oh, pretty cool advice for college graduates, don't you think? Yeah. The benefit of this practice is that when something does suddenly happen to you and you find yourself dying, you aren't quite so shocked. You'll be a little more prepared, kind of, what Tashi Norber was talking about before. And a beautiful example of this is Gandhi. He practiced, all his life he practiced. And he repeated the mantra of God, Ram, Ram. And he had said in a speech given 9 months before he was assassinated, "Even if I am killed, I will not give up repeating the name of Ram," which, means the same as God. And when he was shot 3 times. And as he was falling to the ground, he was practicing Ram, Ram, Ram. How wonderful to be that prepared. And another benefit of remembering death is that it minimizes regrets, and this is something I think you mentioned earlier. And there's a book written by hospice nurses a hospice nurse, Bonnie Ware, I believe. And she, worked with people who were dying, and over the years of her practice, she realized that there were regrets that were commonly coming up in what people were sharing. And she condensed them into 5 regrets. And so I'd like to share those with you and just share a few thoughts about kind of the implications and how this might relate to the Buddhist teachings. So the first one, regret, is that people say, "I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself and not the life others expected of me." But what we want to do through our spiritual practice is cultivate that degree of integrity and confidence based on our own wisdom of what is good, what is kind, and sticking to it regardless of what others think and what others want. The second regret is, "I wish I didn't work so hard." How many people at the end of the day say, "Oh, I wish I had spent more time in the office," right? Lying on their deathbed? Not many, right? The third regret, "I wish I had the courage to express my feelings." How often do we become irritated with others, right? Or we might hold a grudge, feel anger towards someone, and we might stuff it inside, and we let it brew, and then we develop these illnesses. I knew a grief therapist who said, if the eyes don't tear, the organs will weep, and that there's this corresponding effect of these negative states of mind in our physiological body. And so many people develop illnesses related to bitterness and resentment from suppressing their feelings. The other regret is, "I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends." And this really speaks to the importance of our relationships, the quality of our relationships. If we spend, a lot of time, pursuing money and getting involved in our work and all that, and we neglect our relationships, if we're suddenly on our deathbed, we might regret that. And Rinpoche has said, we're here for 2 primary reasons. All humans on this planet are here for 2 reasons. One is to learn the true nature of compassion, and 2 is to learn how to get along with others. So she said, if we're not involved in these two things, we're probably wasting our time. And so when people are on their deathbed, these things come up. What have I done in my relationships? And then I wish I had let myself be happier. And many people don't realize until they're faced with their death that they actually have a choice. We actually have a choice in our perceptions and in our happiness.